I'd like to show you what it'll look like to actually play the word lock game. What I have is the code from the provided game and my own completed version of the word lock functions. And so now to play the game, I'll click run. When the game starts, the user is first prompted for the mode they wish to play the game in. I'll start by showing you what the game will look like as described by playing in hard mode. So what you'll see is the state, the game state, the current game state, so scrambled up, and you'll be prompted for a section number. So let's start with section number 1. So I'm going to start working on that one. And I can start by checking to see if section 1 is correct. So if I use the move C, I get a message that says the section is incorrect, and it prompts me for what I want to do next. So I'm looking at section 1. This gameplay assumes a section size of 3. So section 1 is A, C, and T, and so I'm going to put that in order. I'll do a swap first, and you can see that the A and T here have been swapped, and the C remains in the middle. And then if I keep playing on that section, so if I rotate, you can see that this C, A, and T, the C is shifted over to here, the A has looped around to the front, and the T has moved over one to the right as well. So if I keep rotating section 1, and now I check section 1, it says the section is correct. So just a couple other things to notice. This is stuff that you'll implement part of, but a lot of it is implemented in the word lock game itself. The game will make you enter a valid section number. So I can't enter something that isn't a valid section. So if I pick another section now, it asks me for a move, and if I enter something that is not a move, it tells me it's invalid until I enter a valid move. Okay, so at this point, gameplay will proceed. So I'm just going to play through this until we end up with the winning game state. So right now I've got, this is the same as the answer that's in the starter code. So I've got the first 3 sections solved, and I'll solve section 4 by rotating it, and then I get reported I won the game in 8 moves. So just to show you, the moves that count are all of the rotates, swaps, and checks. So there are 8 of those. It does not count anything invalid. So let's run the game again. So this time, if you use easy mode, you're prompted to see if you want a hint. So I can actually follow the hints. So when you're writing your hint, what you should be able to do is, if you only follow the hints, you should be able to get to the point where your game is solved just by following the hints. So there's a bunch of different ways that you could follow the hints, or that you could create hints of different strategies, but what's important is that if the user repeatedly follows your hints, then they should eventually get to the end. So here you can say I won the game. You can see I won it in 21 moves. That includes all of the hints that I got. The final mode that you can play the game in is test mode. So test mode will be useful for you when you're debugging. So if you wanted to try this with different games, it'll show you the answer. You're prompted for a section number here. And let's do section 4. And the only difference with test mode is it just shows you the answer to begin with. So if you wanted to play around with this game a bit more and make some additional changes that are optional, this could help you out there.